Hello and welcome to the Gourmet Garage. In this episode, we will be making Pad Thai-inspired stir-fried noodles. Pad Thai has three distinct flavor profiles: sweet, sour, and salty. Authentic Pad Thai recipes require unique ingredients such as tamarind paste, preserved radishes, palm sugar, fish sauces, and garlic chives. Depending on where you live, these ingredients may be difficult to source, or they just end up expiring in the refrigerator as they don't get used regularly. I created this recipe to retain those flavor profiles and also add a few more: sweet, sour, salty, spicy, savory. This recipe is also free of 6 out of the 9 major food allergens, or 8 if you exclude the eggs and peanuts. The eggs and chicken can also be omitted to make it vegetarian or vegan. This recipe uses ingredients that you may already have on hand or are very easy to source. Since Pad Thai is the national dish of Thailand, it would be disrespectful to call it that. Therefore, we need to call it something else.
สวัสดีครับ
Pad Thai. Now let's get started. For 2 servings of Pad Thai, we will need half a pack, 225 grams of rice stick noodles, so a quarter of a pack for 1 serving, 6 cubes, 80 grams of fried tofu puffs, 1 chicken breast, portioned out for 2 servings, 3 tablespoons, 45 milliliters of Thai sweet chili sauce. The sauce is sweet, tangy, and mildly spicy. It's a great dipping sauce for things like chicken and spring rolls. The sauce isn't only used for Pad Thai. I recommend Coq brand sweet chili sauce, as it is free of all major allergens. 2 tablespoons of crushed peanuts for garnish, optional. 4 eggs, 2 per serving, optional. 2 handfuls of bean sprouts. 200 milliliters of water. 1 tablespoon of lime juice or 1 whole lime. 2 tablespoons of golden sugar. 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. 4 tablespoons light soy sauce. Use gluten-free sauce if needed. And 2 green onions. Fill a large container with warm, not boiling water and completely submerge the noodles for 5 to 10 minutes. We are only rehydrating them until they are pliable. For the Pad Thai sauce, gather the wet ingredients and in a large mixing bowl, mix the golden sugar, light and dark soy sauce, ketchup, chili sauce, lime juice, and water. Stir until the sugar is completely dissolved. The finished sauce should taste slightly sweet, salty, and sour. Next, slice the green onions into 2-inch pieces. Slice the whites of the onions in half lengthwise. This will make them cook faster. Dice the individual tofu puffs into 6 cubes. Then, slice the chicken breast lengthwise against the grain. This will make the chicken breast more tender, as the muscle fibers are now shorter. Then, cut the lengths in half so that they're bite-sized. Optionally, you can velvet the chicken to make it next-level tender. This is how Chinese restaurants tenderize their stir-fry meat. But I will show you a method that doesn't require using egg whites. This is great for people with egg allergies. Add just enough water into a bowl to submerge the chicken. Then dissolve 1 heaping teaspoon of baking soda. Mix in the chicken and let rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Check the status of the rice noodles. When they have turned white, opaque, and pliable, pour out all of the water. Next, heat a small pot of oil on high. The oil is ready when you place a wooden chopstick or wooden spoon handle in the oil, and it bubbles rapidly. Add the tofu into the oil a handful at a time. This will prevent the oil temperature from dropping too rapidly. Fry the tofu for 3 to 5 minutes until golden and crispy. Drain the oil well. By this time, the baking soda should have tenderized the chicken. Rinse the chicken several times under water to remove all of the baking soda. Do not skip this step, or the chicken will have a bitter flavor. Add 2 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to the rinsed chicken. Mix together thoroughly. Then add a teaspoon of cooking oil. This will prevent the meat from sticking together. Leave the chicken to marinate for 5 to 10 minutes. After this time, you will notice that the chicken has plumped up and absorbed most of the liquid. On low-medium heat, in the same oil we used to fry the tofu, add in the chicken and stir immediately to prevent sticking to the bottom. We are not trying to deep fry the meat, rather to gently cook it to about 70 to 80% cooked. Alternatively, you can use a pot of hot water instead, if you do not want to use the oil. After about 2 minutes, the chicken will have turned opaque. Remove it from the oil. An important step: if you want to keep this cooking oil for later use in your kitchen, you must heat the oil on high for several minutes or until you no longer hear it splattering to prevent possible salmonella poisoning. Now that all the ingredients have been prepared, we can now cook the pad thai. Heat a wok or deep pan on high. When the oil begins to smoke, add in half of the rice noodles. Toss and stir the noodles until they are lightly toasted. This will give a subtle, char, smoky flavor. Add in half of the chicken meat. Toss and stir to cook the chicken fully. If you are making a vegetarian or vegan version, double the amount of tofu and veggies. Next, add half of the pad thai sauce to the noodles. Continuously toss and stir the noodles until most of the sauce has been absorbed. Add in half of the fried tofu and mix to coat the tofu in the sauce. Push the noodles to one side of the wok, then add in 2 beaten eggs. Lightly scramble the eggs and then mix them into the noodles. Add a light splash of water if the wok becomes too dry. When the eggs are cooked, push everything to one side and then add the green onions and a large handful of bean sprouts. Toss and stir everything together until the green onions and bean sprouts are lightly toasted. Do not overcook them. You want them to retain their crunch. Remove from the heat and plate the noodles. Garnish with crushed peanuts and a sprinkle of lime juice. Serve immediately. Thanks for watching this video by the Gourmet Garage. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content.